Yeah, you can probably guess which side my ancestors fought on. Hi, thank you for clicking on the video and I hope everyone is doing really well. I am filming this video on the 4th of July, America's Independence Day, and the 4th of July is kind of just another excuse for Americans to drink, party, and eat to excess, which is no different from any other day of the week, except for today is a holiday. What we are celebrating today and what most patriotic Americans seem to forget, we're celebrating our independence and breaking free from the crown of England. Just to give you a quick history lesson in Independence Day, basically what happened is people came over to this land from England to escape religious persecution, and eventually they decided, hey, it's not very fair that we're over here, but we're being ruled by a king way over there. And we want our own country. We want to set up our own government, our own laws, and we want to rule ourselves. We want to be our own country. And let's just say the king at the time didn't like the idea of losing power. So when the patriots here in America rebelled, and the king sent over his army and a little war broke out, and that lasted for a little bit, but then thanks to Mel Gibson and his militia, they came in and single-handedly ended the war. Everything I know about history I've learned from movies, so go watch The Patriot. It's a great movie, and you'll learn a lot about American history. There were some other little things and factors that played a part in how the war was won, but that's kind of the gist of it. And now America is America. We have our own country, our own democracy, our own government. We have freedom. So on this day, I hope everyone in America is sporting their red, white, and blue and celebrating Independence Day in their own way. However, what does this have to do with eating disorder recovery? Something. There is a correlation, and what I want to talk about today is I think when we get into eating disorder recovery, we all experience our own Independence Day, the moment in recovery where things just start to click and things make sense, and all of a sudden we are free. You are free of your eating disorder. You realize that I still struggle with it, but it doesn't rule me. It does not conquer me. It does not defeat me. I defeat it. So I want to talk about the 10 most freeing things that recovery can teach you if you have an open mind and a willingness to learn. Number 1, not only are you allowed to eat, you are allowed to enjoy what you eat. I think for most people in an eating disorder, food is something that you have to earn. It's something we don't deserve to eat. We've convinced ourselves of that. But when you finally wake up and think, oh my gosh, I am allowed to eat. Not only am I allowed to eat, I can enjoy this food, and I have to eat. I have to, because I want to stay alive. It's that realization that you suddenly take pride in cooking, take pride in what you produce, and you finally get to enjoy it and watch other people enjoy it when you share with them. Number 2, food is not the enemy. In addition to feeling like you have to earn your food, a lot of us fear food. We are legitimately afraid to eat because we are afraid of the consequences. Food is not what makes you fat. Food does not make you a failure. Food does not diminish your self-worth. In fact, it does the opposite. It helps you gain confidence. It helps you think straight. It nourishes your body so that you can function and that you can live a full life. It's a necessary tool of life. If you want to live a complete and full and fulfilling life, food is necessary. It is not the enemy. It is not here to hurt you. It is not here to harm you. It's here to help you. Number 3, you're holding yourself back. When you don't feed yourself, when you don't take care of yourself, you are keeping your true self at bay. You are keeping your abilities at bay. You're not allowing yourself to fully express who you are. If you're a creative person, not eating stifles that. It stifles your creativity and it doesn't let you produce. If you're an athletic person, you need food to fuel your activity. Whatever type of person you are, food is just a part of your life. And by not eating, you're not letting yourself be full in the sense that a full self. Number 4, I got to this point and no one else. I've talked about it before. We're always trying to shift the blame to someone else. This person caused me to have my eating disorder. This person caused me to have low self-esteem. No, you did it. You made the choices. You allowed their words or their behavior to impact yourself and your life. You have chosen this, but you can choose to not have it as well. It's not something you're stuck in. It's not something you choose and now, oh well, I guess I have to suffer for the rest of my life. No, you pick yourself up, you face yourself in the mirror and you say, what choices and decisions have I made that brought me to this point? And then you ask yourself, what decisions and choices do I have to make to get me out of this point? You have to take responsibility for your actions. More and more this day and age, the generation that is growing up is not learning how to take responsibility. And I think when it comes to eating disorders, it's a big factor in that. So it's time, if you're really serious about recovery, take responsibility for your decisions. They are your decisions, no one else's, but you can still make your own decisions and decide that you don't want this anymore. Number 5, it's okay to mess up. Mistakes, relapse, messing up, whatever you want to call it, it's a part of recovery. It's a necessary part of recovery. There are some people who can enter recovery and they go through it just fine. They never mess up, and that's just them, but not everyone's like that. More than likely, you are the type that you're gonna mess up. There's gonna be mistakes. You're gonna fall back. But that doesn't mean you have to stay there. And you cannot go into recovery afraid of messing up. Just accept that there's a possibility that messing up is going to happen. We're human, we make mistakes, and it's okay. It's how we learn from those mistakes, and it's how we progress past those mistakes that makes the difference. Number 6, it's okay to be obsessed with health. Health is an amazing thing to be obsessed with. Wanting to take care of yourself is an amazing thing to be obsessed with. You should be taking care of yourself. What's the big difference is how you channel that obsession. That's where it starts to shift. Some people take things to the extreme and they limit and restrict and they push themselves and make them work out to extreme, and that's an eating disorder. But there are people that take that obsession and that thirst for knowledge and understanding and they channel it into making themselves better. So it's how you take that obsession and express it. That's the difference. Number 7, fitness and exercise are not punishments. Exercise should be used as a tool, a way of bettering our lives and creating a balanced life. Back to the previous one, an obsession with health. It's okay to be obsessed with fitness. It's okay to have a love for movement and exercise. It's okay if that is a part of you. Don't put it aside just because you're recovering. It can be part of recovery, and it should be part of recovery. It's about looking inwards and seeing where your limitations are and seeing where crossing the line is. It's about understanding yourself. Recovery should be a self-exploration. It should be a time where you're really discovering who you are. Your eating disorder probably defined you for a very long time. And now you have to learn to define yourself without it. And if fitness is something that really is something that is you, don't let go of it just because people say, oh, you can't work out when you're in recovery. Of course you can. I do. So many people do. It's about finding the balance and a healthy medium where you're not punishing yourself anymore. You're not hurting yourself. You see fitness as something that can help you and help you grow and progress. Number 8, Recovery is an opportunity, not a life sentence. Like I said, recovery is a chance to rediscover who you are. It's an opportunity to grow physically, mentally, and intellectually. If you take recovery as something you have to do and people are making you do it, and it's just good for the rest of my life, I have to struggle with this thing that I don't even know what's the point because I'm just gonna mess up or it's not worth it. If you have that attitude, you're never gonna recover. But if you see recovery as what it truly is it's an opportunity to really grow, really become a strong individual physically, emotionally, mentally, and I say intellectually because use recovery as a chance to learn. Use it as a way to learn about your biology, your anatomy, how food really benefits. When you learn the correlation between eating and health, suddenly it makes it all make a little bit more sense, and it makes that journey a little bit easier. If you just strive for knowledge, strive for understanding, and strive to just better yourself, it makes it not a life sentence and not a chore. Number 9, it's okay to feel. Now that might sound a little weird, but I think a lot of people, myself included, grew up with parents or with people who really emphasize the idea of don't feel, or if you do, don't show it. Don't have emotion. Don't cry. Don't show weakness. All of that. And through recovery, I have discovered emotion. I have discovered that there are emotions I never thought I would feel. And it's about not burying them and pushing them aside or ignoring them. It's about facing your emotion. And trust me, it's scary at first when you start to really become aware, self-aware of your feelings. But it's important to become self-aware of your feelings so you can articulate what you're feeling, because there are going to be people in your life who want to support you and help you. And so the more you self-examine and discover your own emotion, the easier it gets to express that to another person so that they can help you in turn. Number 10, and the final one, recovery might seem like the hardest thing you ever do for yourself. But the point is, you're doing it for yourself. If things were easy, nothing would be worth it. I always say that the hardest things in life are the ones that have the best payoff. Recovery is going to be one of the hardest things you ever do, probably one of the best things you ever do. Whether you've had an eating disorder for 3 years or you've had it for 20 years. It doesn't matter where you start your journey, just that you start your journey and start living your life fully and really discovering yourself, discovering the people in your life, the love and support from people, about discovering your emotion, about exploring knowledge and education and health and fitness, and just bringing together all aspects of life into one. You are that thing that pulls all these things together, connects them all, and create balance. So those are at least 10 of the most freeing things recovery can teach you. You just have to go into it with an open mind and a willingness to learn. Every person in a recovery journey will experience their own individual Independence Day, and that is something worth celebrating. So if you like this video, if you love America, please give it a thumbs up. If you hate America, please give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. For more videos about eating disorders, eating disorder recovery, diets, nutrition, and all that good stuff, please subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!